So today we have like the two of the greatest devices from the Apple and the OnePlus. So on the right we get to see the OnePlus 13, and on the left we get to see the Apple iPhone 16 Pro. Now these both devices are like great devices in their own terms. So on the right we get to see the OnePlus 13. On the left we have the Apple iPhone 16 Pro, and we'll be just running the speed test on these both devices. Both are running with the flagship chips, and are in their best configurations from these both companies. And it's going to be really tough competition, I believe, but we'll just go ahead and just run this test. So before we start the test, I would like to know, like, there are no background apps running on these both devices, and both devices are now being connected to the same network. And we just go ahead and just close these phones, and we'll then do a boot up test, and we'll see which one opens it first. So say for me if I'm after power off. Okay, all right, so we just boot up these devices now. All right, so we'll now just boot these devices up. All right, so OnePlus 13 was the first one to open, and followed closely by the Apple iPhone 16 Pro. We'll just unlock these devices, and we just dive into these both devices. So both displays are like really great in terms of how popping they are. I'll just make the brightness to the max on these both phones to have the better idea and the popping colors that you can see on these both. So just to make the test fair, I would like to know you guys, like, there are no backgrounds app running on the back, as can be seen. Both are connected to the same network. We'll just go ahead and just run some tests on these both devices to see like how fast these devices are, and we'll just help you guys make decision to which device to get. I know, like, if you're the Apple guy, so you will be just leaning towards the Apple if you're logged into the iOS system, and if you're just an Android guy, so obviously the OnePlus 13 would be the choice for you. And nevertheless, like, I don't have any iOS device, only iPhone I have. So you might be the person like who just keeps iPhone and there's no Apple other Apple device that you have. So for that reason, like, we just go ahead and just do this test, and to just try to understand like how fast these devices are comparable to with each other. So the first thing I would like to open will be the Pinterest. So it was faster on the OnePlus 13. I just want to see like how the animations looks like. Okay, so you can see like the OnePlus 13 is very much snappier, and the animations of the iPhone 16 Pro is a little bit slower, but it's smooth. Like, it's their own way of Apple representing the animation. So yeah, that's the difference. If I just scroll right and left, so very similar. I find the OnePlus 13 to be a little snappier, but the animations on the iPhone itself are a little bit slower, and so you notice the animation more and are smoother. So it depends upon the preferability, like what do you like. Yeah, but the OnePlus 13 feels a little bit snappier, and it has to do with the animation, how they're being put into the device itself. So we just now go ahead and just run the InShot. So give this one to the OnePlus 13, and now we just open the Play Store and the App Store on the iPhone itself. Okay, it was faster on the OnePlus 13 again. We just try to scroll. So iPhone is very smooth, like, but very smooth. It's the scrolling is a little bit slower in terms of how the device responds on each touch, and it's a little bit faster. So both devices are great. I like a little bit more of the what you call the OnePlus 13. That's a little bit faster and feels snappier in terms of the animation, like how the OS has been laid out on these both devices. So in compared to that, like I like more of the OnePlus 13. And now we just go ahead and just open the calendar over here. So faster on the iPhone. So on the OnePlus 13, we are just using over here the Google Calendar, and the on the iPhone 16 Pro, Apple have their own property, uh, the calendar app. And now we'll be just launching the YouTube over here. Okay, yeah, okay, there's some. We just go ahead and just run this test again. We just open the YouTube again. So a little faster on the iPhone 16, but very close in terms of what you're seeing in the results. Now we'll be just opening the speed test over here. So iPhone 16 was the first one. We just go ahead and just run the test. So iPhone was the first one to finish the test, and yeah. So yeah, so this one goes to the iPhone itself. And now we'll be and yeah, I think I just forgot to mention like which chips these are using. So the iPhone 16 Pro is using the A18 Pro chip, which is a flagship chip from the Apple itself, and it comes with the 8 gigs of RAM. On the right, with the OnePlus 13, is using the Snapdragon 8 Elite, which is like a greatest chip from the Snapdragon and the latest chip from the Snapdragon, and the fastest as well, with the 12 gigs of RAM configuration over here. So we just go ahead and just further run the test with the calculator over here. So faster on the OnePlus 13, this one. Now we just go ahead and just open the camera itself. uh, Very hard to find difference, like I can notice like it might be slightly faster on the OnePlus 13, but very minute kind of difference. I would just give this one a die. And now we'll be just opening the Expedia over here. So faster on the OnePlus 13. Yeah. And then we just open the light cut over here. Okay, faster on the iPhone itself. Now we just go ahead and launch the Chrome. Not sure why the Chrome looks green. We just open our website. Maybe it's due to the theme of the yeah, that's because of the theme that I'm using on this one. So we'll go ahead and just open the Apple. Very very similar speed. We'll just go ahead and just open the website. Okay, very very fast on the OnePlus 13 over here. Let's go ahead and just scroll. Okay, I'm just liking a little bit more of the OnePlus 13 in terms of the scrolling speed and everything. But you can say that the iPhone has a very very smooth scrolling. That's what I noticed over here. Now we just open the clock. Okay, faster on the OnePlus 13, but probably I'll just give this one a try. Now we just open the Amazon. Okay, it was faster on the OnePlus 13. Now these are the apps like which you use like on a day-to-day basis, like on a casual basis, and now we just go ahead and just move towards a little bit intensive tasks. Will be like casual gaming, you can say, that you play on the go. So we start with the Subway Surf first. So it was faster on the iPhone 16. We just go ahead and just play the game itself. So the screen on the OnePlus 13, like, it's very nice, I would say, like, and it's one of the bestest that you can get at this price point, I would just say. Like, obviously, like, if I would just compare this device like OnePlus 13, so you're just getting the almost this one at the price of the iPhone 16 Plus, I would say. And like, it's a great deal. Like, this device is like a flagship device, it's not a mid-tier device from the OnePlus. So the price point on this device, like, it's like really great in terms of the screen and everything. So yeah, if you're just considering to buy the iPhone 16 Plus, so yeah, this would be the choice for you. If you just want to just buy an Android. Otherwise, if you're just logged into the Apple ecosystem, then probably, yeah, iPhone 16 Plus is the option. But this OnePlus 13 has to offer so much more than what the iPhone 16 Plus has to offer. And like, for me, like, this would be my choice. And obviously, if you want to just get the iPhone 16 Pro, so that's kind of a different case. So yeah, pretty nice experience over here. Now we just go ahead and play the on the iPhone 16 Pro. So the screen, obviously, like, it's battery smooth on the iPhone 16 Pro as well. And I couldn't find like any lag or anything on these both devices. Like, it's like, obviously this is on the go kind of a game, and it's performing really well, very smooth, I would say. Yeah. So now we just go ahead and just open the Temple Run 2. So it's faster on the OnePlus 13. And we just go ahead and just play the game itself. I would say the screen on the OnePlus 13, like, has been really really great over here. If you see, it's the colors on this one feels pretty nice, and the gameplay itself, like, is very smooth. Kind of, I don't find any negative points on this one to just complain. Like, it's performing really really well. And now we just try the same game on the iPhone 16 Pro, and yeah, the same with the iPhone. Obviously, like, I'm liking the OnePlus 13 screen because that's a little bit, a lot of, like, I would say it's much more bigger than the iPhone 16. Pro, and you'll enjoy gaming that more on the OnePlus 13 if you're just a fan of a bigger screens. So yeah, pretty smooth screen over here on the iPhone 16 Pro as well. Couldn't complain, like great, like it's great, like yeah, nothing to complain like. So so now we'll be just launching the S-Force Legends tonight. A little bit of graphic intensive games. So I think I would just give this one a try in terms of launching, and now we just go ahead and just play a little lap on this one, and let's test out the speakers on this one. So the screen feels pretty nice on this device. The speakers are decent enough. The graphics, there's no lag, pretty smooth. Alright, so speaker was pretty nice. I wouldn't say like it's bad speaker. I find like the it's lacking the bass itself on the OnePlus 13. Now we just try the iPhone 16 Pro, the same game, and we'll see like how the iPhone 16 performs in that one. We just raise it a bit of volume. The graphic feels pretty nice on this one too, no lag or anything I could just notice, or feels perfectly great. So yeah, the speaker wise, like I would say like the iPhone feels a little bit fuller. You can say like you're just getting bass on at the iPhone, which feels pretty nice to the ears. But both speakers are pretty great in their own ways, and there's nothing to complain with regards to like at the price point with the OnePlus 13 that comes on. The speakers are great, but when it's compared to the iPhones, I would just give this point to the iPhone when it comes to the speaker itself. The gameplay has been pretty similar. I enjoy a little bit gameplay on the OnePlus 13 because of you get the bigger screen over here. But if you need a bigger screen, so you have the iPhone 16 Pro Max option over there, but that would be just a little bit much more pricier than what the iPhone 16 Pro is. And one thing I would just like to talk about is the this island on this one. So this island feels much more bigger on the iPhone 16 Pro because of the smaller screen. It looks very big on that smaller screen, and but the on the OnePlus 13, this punch hole camera looks much more better and pleasing to the eyes once you're just watching videos or like browsing anything. And and because like it has on the iPhone, you get the bigger island, like the cutout over here for the Face ID. So the real estate of screen that you're getting is not actually what the Apple claims it to be, and because of those curves. But if you come onto the OnePlus 13, so you have like a punch hole camera, and then you have a smaller curves from the sides, which is kind of a sweet spot, I would say. And you get a real estate, more real estate of display, uh, for which the OnePlus 13 just claims. So now we'll just go ahead and just run the realistic 3 over here. So it was faster on the iPhone 16 Pro. And now we'll be just running Modern Combat 5 over here. So it was faster on the iPhone 16 Pro. Now we'll be just launching the NFS no limits on these both devices. So it was faster on the iPhone 16 Pro, and we just go ahead and just play on this one. So the graphic feels pretty nice on this one, I would say. It's perfect. The speakers also feels pretty nice on this one. You get that bass like from the roaring engine of this car. Wow, amazing gameplay. Like no comments on this one. Like it's perfect to play on the iPhone 16 Pro. Now we just try the on the OnePlus 13, and let's just put the volume on to just feel how the speakers feels on this one. So yeah, for the speakers, I would definitely say like the iPhone was much more better. But for the graphics, like it's really great, like the iPhone as well. You get that bigger screen, feels much more nicer to play games on. So gameplay has been really great on the OnePlus 13 as well. But like one thing to just I would like to say, like the graphics fell a little bit better on the iPhone 16 Pro as well. I think that has to do something with the app optimization, the way it is being done on the iPhone 16 for the iPhone 16 Pro. So I felt the graphics a little bit much more crispier and a little bit pixelated on the OnePlus 13. Yeah, but very sharper, and you can select sharp on the iPhone 16 Pro. So now we just go ahead and just run the Geekbench 6 test, and we see how these two performs. We first run the CPU benchmark test. Alright, so iPhone has completed the test, and with the score of CPU score of 3514 in single core, and then there's multi-core of 8722. And on the other hand, the OnePlus 13 has also completed the CPUs, and the score is in a single core is 2963 and a multi-core score of 8611. So the single core performance is great on the iPhone 16 Pro. You can say like on a A18 Pro chip, it's much more better than the on what you get to see on the OnePlus 13, which is running on the Snapdragon 8 Elite. And if you talk about the multi-core performance, so that's pretty much similar. I would just say there's not so much of a difference, but yeah, iPhone is the one which has like a better CPU, I would say. And then we just go ahead and just run the GPU benchmark test on these both devices. So the test has been completed on the iPhone 16 Pro, and the GPU score that you get is the 33,200 GPU medal score on the Geekbench 6, and now we're just waiting on the OnePlus 13 to finish the test itself. Alright, so GPU test has been completed on the OnePlus 13 as well, and we can see like Apple got like almost double the score what the OnePlus 13 has to offer. And obviously the GPU on the Apple, like all, it's always been great, the GPU on the Apple iPhones. Now we just go ahead and just run the 3D Mark, and then I'll just give my final verdict, what I think about these both devices. So we just go ahead and just launch the 3D Mark to, and we just run the wildlife quick test on this one, on these both devices. Not sure why the 3D Mark is not coming for full screen on the iPhone 16 Pro itself. So test has been completed on the OnePlus 13, and now we're just waiting on the iPhone 16 Pro to finish the test, and then we'll just discuss the results on these both. So so it says like the overall score has been maxed out on both of these phones. If you talk about the battery life, so Apple stayed at 50, and there has been a drop in 1% of the battery from 76% to 75%. I would assume like because the 76% was having the last use, you can say maybe, but yeah, it dropped to 1%. Regarding the frame rates, so Apple was getting the frame rates which is 59 to 61, which is quite strange, which is like quite lower than what I thought. And the frame rate on the OnePlus 13 is 92 FPS to 178 FPS, like I would say like more than doubled on the OnePlus 13. And yeah, so these are the results. I couldn't find the temperature over here for the iPhone 16 Pro. Now just I will just give my final verdict on these both devices. So like if you're just considering like buying and you're just logged into an iOS ecosystem, then obviously the iPhone is the only option that you have. Like iPhone 16 Pro is like best of the best that you can get. If you want a bigger screen, you can go for the Pro Max itself. But on the other hand, if you're just logged in, or maybe like you're just an Android person, so you might want to just get OnePlus 13. Now why I'm saying like OnePlus 13, like there are other options like Galaxy S25 Ultra. You have uh, many other phones from Huawei and all that, those companies. Now why I'm saying like the OnePlus 13 is because you're just getting this one bang for your buck. Like if you're just getting this one is still in Canada, you can get this one like 256 gigs of virgin with 12 gigs of RAM for around like $1100, and you will just get two free gifts. Like you can either way get two cases, or you can just get one case and one uh, magnetic charger, wireless charger. And the price difference has been like massive in these both devices, unless you're just getting the iPhone 16 Pro as a 128 gigs of with the 128 gigs of RAM. Both devices like are being great. Like personally, like if I have to choose the device itself, so I would just go towards the OnePlus 13. Reason being that the OS itself, like so I'm the person like who just like versatility in the OS of the device itself. So obviously, like all the juice that Apple has in its device, but it doesn't have like a multitasking in it, to be honest. Like you cannot just do a split screen on the iPhone 16 Pro. You can do that on the OnePlus 13. Performance wise, like on paper, these devices might be different because A18 Pro is like the flagship chip from the Apple. The Snapdragon 8 Elite is the flagship chip from the Qualcomm, and the Snapdragon 8 Elite is like the best chip that the Qualcomm has to offer. And these both are like great chips. Like there's nothing to complain. Now to make like a max use out of it, you need a better OS. So it depends upon what you prefer. If you are into multitasking, so obviously, like for me, like I will be just going towards the OnePlus 13 in this case, and because of you can save lots of bucks and you'll be just getting a flagship device. On the other hand, at the price of you can say iPhone 16 Plus, which is like mid-tier device. However, the price itself, like I wouldn't say like that's a mid-tier device. And on paper, if I would say like so, yeah, there might be differences on these both devices, but in the real-time performance, I was unable to find the difference so much that justifies the price difference. In some apps, the iPhone 16 was better. In some apps, the OnePlus 13 was better. There has to do something with the app optimization as well. Like let's say, for example, the NFS No Limits, that I found the graphics to be better on the iPhone 16 Pro. Now, the reason being that is like iOS, like it's just rolled out to the Apple iPhones, and Apple just doesn't make so many devices throughout. Like it just make a couple of devices each year, and that carry on like throughout the year. The next year they launch Apple like a three more devices, two or three devices more, and then that's being carried forward. So the developers just find it much more easier, or the apps can be optimized much more better on the iPhones itself in generally than what you get to see the optimization on the Android phones. So generally speaking, you just always be getting best app optimization on the Apple iPhone 16s, or you can say Apple iPhones, all iPhones, I would just say. So in that case, you'll be just better off with the Apple iPhone 16 Pro. But nevertheless, like it depends upon person and it's your choice. Like you can just let me know like which device do you prefer. The screens on these both devices have been great. You get a better speaker on the iPhone 16 Pro. You get a decent speaker on the OnePlus 13. Screens are great in their own ways. I find slightly better on the iPhone 16 Pro, might be due to the color calibration, but the OnePlus 13 is also really great device in terms when it comes to the screen itself. And you won't be like wrong with either of the devices if you'll be just getting these any of these devices. And the differences you just only know like once you're just comparing these ones side by side. Otherwise you won't be able to find any kind of difference. You won't find OnePlus 13 to be slower, iPhone to be slower. Like these both devices are like flagship and very capable devices that could just last you guys for a couple of years. So yeah, these are my thoughts. So like if you guys have any questions, you can just let me know down in the comments, and please like, share and subscribe, and thank you for watching again. Have a good day. Bye.